All right, good afternoon, everybody. This is certainly not the time of our normal social media event. This is a special media event. Thank you for tuning in. And if you're watching this from the recording, this is a TRTA special announcement about the Social Security Administration releasing a statement just a few minutes ago talking about the payment of benefits for retirees who've been affected by WEP and GPO. And so, as many of you know, I work over in the Texas legislature. And so I was over there and had to come back over and kind of get this set up. So I'm trying to find a few of the things that were available. Roy, I know you're listening. Do you have the Social Security statement by any chance?
Yes, I am going to post that link into the chat.
Would you, if you don't mind, while you're working on that, can you also, well, I think we can read it from there. So,
I can. Cindy just posted it as well. There we go.
Yeah, so we're, as you all know, we're coming, live with this news. But apparently, the Social Security Administration has found a way to start making the benefit payments, the retroactive benefit payments, as well as the recalculation of the benefits for people who have been affected by the WEP and the GPO. They have announced that they are starting that process as of February 24th, which of course was yesterday. I just saw the news about 30 minutes ago. And so we are looking at a complete and total reversal of what the Social Security Administration had originally projected, which was that it would take 12 to 18 months before retirees would start receiving their recalculated benefit as well as their retroactive payment. We had, as early as last Friday, TRTA members had started sending emails to congressional members asking them to expedite and to work to expedite this process. We are very, very pleased to announce that these benefit payments are going to be restored much sooner than what was originally projected. There have been some conversations behind the scenes, and there's some people that have been very close to this organization who were working with some folks from the Social Security Administration that were beginning to hear that this was potentially possible. And we had, crossed our fingers and definitely wanted to start getting this information. I see in the chat some folks are saying, I'm just tuning in. So the announcement is from the Social Security Administration that they are going to start restoring the new benefits for people currently affected by WEP and GPO, as well as starting to make the retroactive benefit payments that go back from January 1st, 2024 until it must be a portion of this month, a part of February. And so this is news that is just breaking news. And so a lot of the details are things that we still have to learn a little bit more about. But we can read that. You can see the statement. There's more to this statement. I'd like to have the full statement, Roy, in front of me, but I think I sent you that link. Did I not? And if I send it to you, that means that I can click on it myself. And so I'll just read the statement, Roy. I've got it right here.
I can, I'll share screen, so I'll pull that up.
Okay, share the screen if you've got it. All right, as we're working on this, everybody, again, just to repeat, this is a happy day. This is a happy news coming to all of our members. This is for the 3 million people across the United States. So our friends in Massachusetts, our friends in Illinois, our friends in Kentucky, our friends all over the country who have been affected by WEP and GPO can now start seeing that those benefits will get restored. So let's take a look at, Roy, I may have, there we go. So starting the week of February 24th, Social Security Administration is beginning to pay retroactive benefits and will increase monthly benefit payments to people whose benefits have been affected by the WEP and GPO. If a beneficiary is due retroactive benefits as a result of the act, they will receive a one-time retroactive payment deposited into the bank account Social Security Administration has on file. By the end of March, that's in a month. So this is great news. This retroactive payment will cover the increase in their benefit amount back to January 2024, the month when WEP and GPO no longer apply. Social Security benefits are paid 1 month behind. Most affected beneficiaries will begin receiving their new monthly benefit amount in April 2025 for their March 2025 benefit. That seems pretty typical of how these kinds of things happen. Anyone whose monthly benefit is adjusted or who will get a retroactive payment will receive a mailed notice from the Social Security explaining the benefit change or the retroactive payment. Note, a beneficiary may receive 2 mailed notices. The first when the WEP or GPO is removed from their record, and a second when their monthly benefit amount is adjusted for their new monthly payment amount. They may receive the retroactive payment before receiving the mailed notice. That's great news. We have been able to expedite payments due to the use of automation. For the many complex cases that cannot be processed automatically, additional time is required to manually update the records and pay both retroactive benefits and the new benefit amount. We urge beneficiaries to wait until April to inquire about the status of their retroactive payment, since these payments will process incrementally throughout March. Beneficiaries should also wait until after receiving their April payment before contacting Social Security Administration to ask about their monthly benefit amount, because the new amount will not be reflected until April for their March payment. Okay, a lot to take in with this, but let's start off with the good news. The first answer to one of the questions that we've had for a while is, how will they handle the retroactive payment? There was some conversation about, would the retroactive payment be added into the benefit? Would it just be one check? Some of you remember that we had a meeting with Congressman Gooden from Texas. It was his opinion, and he's proved to be correct, that it will be an actual one-time payment for the retroactive months where you were affected by either the WEP or the GPO. And that's going back to January 1st, 2024 until it must be February. I'd have to go back and look at those details, but it's at least a year. What does that mean? Well, no, it means that many of you are about to receive a relatively healthy direct deposit into the bank account that is on file with the Social Security Administration. If you're one of the over 250,000 Texans, teacher, school district employee, police officer, firefighter, other worker, government worker that's been affected by this, and you filed for your Social Security, it was reduced because of the WEP, or you have your spousal benefit that you applied for and it was reduced or eliminated because of the GPO, the effective date of HR 82 goes back to January 1st, 2024. So they're going to make a direct deposit of a pretty sizable amount. It could be on average. We had some numbers on this. I don't have them in front of me. On the WEP, it may be $300 or $400 more a month times 12 months, coming as one-time payment, and then going forward, starting in April of 2025, is what we're reading here, is that your new benefit, the recalculation of your new Social Security amount, is going to begin in April of 25 because the Social Security Administration is saying that it's a retroactive, or it goes back for the previous month. So April's payment is for the month of March. As far as the GPO, that could be a much larger amount of direct deposit on the retroactive payment. As many people know, when you were affected by the government pension offset, that was the spousal benefit that many people applied for and found out that because of their work history with a school district or another government entity, that their entire spousal benefit was just wiped out. And so, again, based on the report that we have from the Social Security Administration, we're looking at least 12 months where that amount is owed to all of you in one retroactive payment. And I think they were saying that the average benefit increase on that is somewhere between $1,200 and $1,500. It depends, of course, on your personal circumstances. So it's hard to put too much weight behind those numbers. It really just depends on what your spousal benefit may have been until it was reduced or eliminated. So they're going to pay you back for all of that amount and do a direct deposit from January 1st, 2024 to, it sounds like, the end of either January or February of this year. And so that's, what I'm trying to figure out as I read this. And then going forward, you'll have your benefit recalculated. Now, of course, the big part of this whole discussion is that we have been reporting, based on what the Social Security Administration has been saying, that it was going to take 12 to 18 months for SSA to recalculate these. As we reported last Friday, for new filers, people who were just turning 65 and starting to apply for this benefit, the good news for them was that they were getting a full benefit without having a WEP or GPO. But the other group of people, the 3 million Americans and the 250,000 Texans that had been reduced by WEP and GPO, they were being told, hey, it could be 12 to 18 months. And, we are so pleased to announce this special report from the Social Security Administration that they're starting that process now. And it does sound like there will be some cases where people are still eligible to receive a retroactive payment as well as a new amount of money going forward. But in that release that the Social Security Administration just put out, they were saying that there may be some cases that could not fit their parameters for automating these recalculations, and that they're going to continue to work on those. My guess is it's the majority of folks that are going to be affected with the automated process, and another group of people that may not. I don't know what those parameters are. As you all know who are watching this, I leave for Washington on Sunday, and I'll be there the entire week, and we'll be meeting with folks on Capitol Hill, asking if they know, what the parameters are for the folks that will have to be recalculated outside of this new automated process that's been announced. So we'll get more information on that. Maybe I'll have some information by Friday, and as we do our update on Friday. But this is about as good a news as any of us could have hoped for. And I truly believe that all of the work that has been done around the country, including with TRTA members who are sending these emails and asking congressional offices to put additional pressure on trying to get this done, as well as all of the senators and congressional members from other states that were already putting this information out. I really, I give a major congratulatory comment here to Bill Cassidy, who is a senator from Louisiana. He's a doctor, he's a physician, and has been pretty involved over the years of trying to get the WEP and the GPO repealed. And it was a colleague who sent me a post that he put on X saying that this information was being released by the Social Security Administration. So we're going to see if there's any questions. Roy, I'll try to go back to my other screen and see if we have people that are asking anything that we need to try to answer right now. So anything, Roy, that you've noticed that people are asking about?
Yes. Lynn Kell asked, Tim, will they start taking out Medicare as well as starting with the new amount?
Yeah, that's a great question. And the answer is that typically, yes, that's what they do. And so we have some people whose Medicare was already being reduced. The premium was being taken out of those payments. And a lot of times the WEP or the GPO reduced so much that it wouldn't cover the Medicare premium. And so some people had to pay that premium directly. And but that I believe the process moving forward here is that Medicare premiums should be a part of that. Again, I want to give out the same provisos here that I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a CPA, and there's some things going forward here that you might want to talk to your financial planner about or a CPA about. To be very honest, TRTA has received quite a few comments from members saying, we've heard that the new administration would like to exempt Social Security from taxes. As it is right now, that's not happened yet, but that's being talked about. Congressman Gooden and I spoke very specifically about trying to exempt a tax penalty for these retroactive payments. That has also not been done. And so could it be done? Yes, it could be done. These are payments that are coming in this tax year. And so our Texas retired teachers know that there can be extra payments. And if you're watching from a state where you may have received a 13th check, or in Texas, we have received a supplemental or a 13th check from time to time as part of our state legislative priorities. And sometimes that can push somebody up into a different tax bracket because it's income that has to be, that could be taxable. And so it's something that you should talk to a CPA, somebody that you have a relationship, a financial planner or a CPA, and looking at your taxes. So in answer to Lynn's question, my understanding is that those costs may come out of the Social Security amount, and that in addition to Lynn's question, the retirees that have asked, will a retroactive payment or new Social Security income potentially raise me up to have to pay more taxes? Do I need to be aware of that? Should I be planning for that? I think the answer is yes. And you should be potentially talking to a CPA about having this big retroactive payment. Again, Roy, as you know, GPO is as we said, it's a much bigger amount. And so that whole year, if somebody lost their full Social Security benefit and now they're going to get $1,200 or $1,500 more a month, that's a pretty sizable one-time check that could have some tax consequences. So we'll keep everybody updated on that and see where we go from here. But TRTA is still working on a path that could exempt taxation on this, retroactive payment. We've not won on that issue yet. We're working on it. So something to keep an eye on as we move forward.
All right. We have this comment from Mike. What about retirees that do not have bank info with Social Security because all benefits went toward Part B? Will they be getting a paper check?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a great question, Mike. Thank you for asking that. I know that on the Social Security website, they have promoted that retirees who may not have bank account information listed with the Social Security Administration to reach out to them. They've given that 800 number, and I cannot remember if the My SSA or there's a Social Security Administration has an app. I hate saying that. I personally hate using apps all the time for everything, but
you don't
there
want to
is
download
one.
Something else on your phone.
Yeah, exactly. It's just another thing. So some people, Roy, may have the Social Security app already and have an account set up and may be able to look at that under their account settings and other information. But I think what Mike is saying is a question that a lot of people are going to want an answer to, and that is, I haven't provided that bank information because I was either paying or I wasn't getting anything, and my personal response to that would be I would probably call the 800 number on the Social Security Administration's website. Now, Roy, as you know, last week we were saying in our update that people should try to coordinate more with their with the Washington office as opposed to some of the district offices. Yeah. Now, I started getting some emails from people saying, "Hey, I was able to connect with the district office and they actually knew what was going on and they helped me. So there could be a progression here of good news coming about this new automated process and people getting paid their benefits sooner than later, much later. And there also could be information that's starting to hit district Social Security offices. But the safest play right now for Mike and others would be to use that 800 number. And I know we can post that on social media as well.
Yep. All right. We've got a question here from Kathy.
Okay.
How will they handle the half of spousal benefit I should have received because his is greater than mine? Will they make us apply later?
Yeah, that's a good question. How will they handle half the spousal benefit I should have received because his is greater than mine? Again, not being a counselor for the Social Security Administration, my gut reaction is that they will find that they are likely to have to pay the higher of the two. And so if the spousal benefit is greater than the other spousal benefit, the TRS member or the public servant, then it's likely that they may have to pay the higher benefit. We were walking back. We had a team of folks here from all over Texas meeting with our state elected officials. And this question came up also, how will I be able to qualify for my spousal benefit? Kathy, I'm going to ping your question. I'm going to flag your question, and I'm going to try to get an answer to that by Friday. So for others who are tuning in, we'll try to cover this base on Friday at our regular time, 2:00 on Friday. And if we can get an answer, then great. Now, Kathy, if you're watching this still and you want to, she's on Facebook, right, Roy? So yep. Is it personal messaging or direct messaging? Do we have?
Yeah, you can do DMs over Facebook.
Well, Kathy, if you're listening, my personal email address here at TRTA is tim@trta.org. tim@trta.org. And if you want to, send me something that I can contact you directly, then we'll see if we can get an answer to you before Friday, and then I'll report back on it Friday as well for others. And
that answered another person's question about what your email address was. So there you go.
Okay.
You're knocking out all the birds with one stone.
All right.
Glenda asks, is there a simple way for us to find out what our current WEP amount is?
Gosh, I don't know the simple way. There probably is, but part of why I think this was being slowed down a whole bunch is because they had, Social Security, Roy, for you and me and others who are paying attention to this, Social Security sometimes sends out those updates saying, here's what your Social Security amount should be. And from time to time, those have been wrong. And so there's been, congressional hearings on those and things. So I think the answer is maybe, which is not an answer at all. But Glenda, I know that's the question that a lot of people have on their mind because they've had the WEP impact them for a number of years. And that original benefit amount may not be remembered. And so my guess is that Social Security Administration has their hands full with how they're automating these repayments. And my best suggestion on that would be to kind of wait and see what the amount is that they're adjusting it. They're going to send the new amount direct deposit, but they're also going to send a letter. And in that letter that they're saying may show up after you've already received your money, your first deposit, it may include what the amount was that you would have started with, what the amount was reduced to, and what the new amount may be. We're going to find out. I'm going to try to find a way to ask some questions directly to the Social Security Administration and see if we can get this one answered. So, Roy, we're going to flag this one too. Glenda, you're on YouTube. So, again, tim@trta.org. If you want to email me, we'll see if we can answer your question before Friday. But I want to address this one on Friday as well.
All right. Final question here. Can you email us this information? And the answer to that is a yes. And I am putting in chat right now the link to sign up to our email newsletter, The Inside Line, where we provide these updates. And that's if you want to know more and stay up to date and get this breaking news, sign up for those emails. Also, a lot of thank yous in chat. And the best way to say thank you to TRTA is to become a member. So right now we're restarting our membership year. So that online portal is down right now, but very soon, start of March, it will be back up. So we highly recommend people join our organization.
Yeah, Roy, I agree. We're going to continue to talk about this as we move forward, and my guess is that there'll still be some twists and turns in the road. This is a big one. This is a big deal, and my hope is that y'all will share this. We're going to send out a link to this video. Contact everybody you know who's ever asked you a question about WEP or GPO. Send them this video. We'll include the link that has the Social Security Administration's statement about this. Y'all can read it, find out what other questions you may have. You can send your questions to us, but let's share this information. We need to wake up the country that there are good things happening. It didn't happen just because. It happened because of hard work. Y'all did the hard work. There'll be new and future conversations about what comes next. But today, what comes next is y'all are going to get your payday. And that is what we are so excited about. And you have been deprived of these benefits for too long. The Congress really stepped up, and we believed in the Christmas miracle. It happened. The bill was signed, and then we were told we were going to have to wait for 12 to 18 months. And I think it has everything to do with the fact that you have people that are trying to look out for you that have been elected in these offices, and they heard your voice. And it's made a big difference. So y'all, thank you very much. We're going to continue to update you. Look forward to seeing y'all on Friday, and we'll see what new information we have. But it's exciting. It's a great day. Thank you so much for being a part of this process and being part of the Texas Retired Teachers Association. Have a great day. We'll see y'all Friday. Take care.